When we think about national flags, we often see them as colorful emblems fluttering in the wind, marking a country's identity on the global stage. Yet few flags carry within their design the intensity of struggle, the weight of sacrifice, and the living memory of bloodshed as vividly as the flag of Bangladesh. It is not merely a piece of cloth with a symbol, it is a historical testimony. A visual narrative that encapsulates one of the most dramatic chapters in 20th century decolonization and national liberation. The design of the Bangladeshi flag is deceptively simple: a deep green field with a bold red circle slightly shifted toward the hoist side. To an outsider, it may resemble Japan's flag inverted into different colors. But that resemblance is superficial, because the meaning embedded in Bangladesh's flag emerges not from aesthetic balance but from history itself. The red disc is not abstract, it represents the blood of millions who sacrificed their lives during the Liberation War of 1971. It is a scar etched into the nation's fabric, a constant reminder that independence was not gifted, but wrested through unimaginable human cost. Few other flags so openly symbolize blood as the foundation of freedom. The green backdrop equally carries significance. In one sense, it recalls the lush greenery of Bengal, a fertile land crisscrossed by rivers and nourished by monsoons. But the symbolism goes deeper. Green embodies vitality, resilience, and renewal, reflecting the nation's determination to rebuild after devastation. In this, the flag fuses natural geography with political identity, making it not just a banner of sovereignty but a portrait of the land and its people. Historically, the Bangladeshi flag stands out because of the context of its birth. Unlike countries that adopted their flags gradually through negotiation or colonial withdrawal, Bangladesh forged its emblem in the crucible of war, in March 1971, before independence was formally declared. Students and activists stitched an early version of the flag that included a golden map of Bangladesh superimposed inside the red disc. That choice was profoundly symbolic. They were literally sewing the contours of their imagined nation into fabric, envisioning a future state that did not yet exist. During the 9 months of brutal conflict that followed, the flag became a secret icon of resistance, hoisted in liberated areas and carried in the hearts of refugees who fled across the border into India. By the time Bangladesh emerged victorious in December 1971, the flag was already sanctified as a symbol of survival and identity. What makes the flag particularly remarkable in world history is its direct association with collective memory of suffering. Many nations honor sacrifice indirectly through mottos or national anthems. But Bangladesh's flag makes it unavoidable. The red circle compels the viewer to recall death and rebirth, both inseparable from the country's existence. This fusion of violence and vitality sets it apart from most flags, which often emphasize abstract ideals like liberty, unity, or monarchy. Bangladesh's flag instead says, "We are here because our people bled for this land." That unflinching honesty is rare in vexillology. Scientifically, one can also argue that the Bangladeshi flag functions as a psychological anchor for collective identity. Social psychology suggests that nations in post-conflict societies require shared symbols that condense trauma into pride, grief into resilience. The Bangladeshi flag performs precisely that function. Every time it is raised on Victory Day or Independence Day, it transforms memories of violence into a unified narrative of triumph. In a world where borders are often contested and nationalisms constructed, this flag's authenticity, rooted in lived sacrifice, provides a powerful source of legitimacy. In practical political terms, the flag also played a role in shaping international perception. When it was first presented at the United Nations in 1974, the simplicity of its design carried a message. Bangladesh, though devastated and impoverished after war, stood firm as a sovereign entity defined not by colonial inheritance but by its own blood-earned freedom. Unlike many post-colonial flags that merely modified the symbols of former rulers, Bangladesh's flag rejected all external influence. It was unapologetically indigenous, born of its soil and its people. In world history, there are other flags tied to revolutions: the tricolor of France, the stars and stripes of America, the hammer and sickle of the former Soviet Union, but the Bangladeshi flag belongs to a more intimate and recent lineage. It is not the emblem of a centuries-old republic, nor of an ideology that spanned continents. It is the flag of a nation carved out in living memory. Its bloodstains still visible to those who survived 1971. That immediacy makes it uniquely powerful. Ultimately, the flag of Bangladesh stands out because it collapses the distance between symbol and reality. It is not just a sign of sovereignty, it is sovereignty itself. It is not just a tribute to the fallen, it is the embodiment of their sacrifice. In every flutter of green and red, there echoes the cry for freedom that once shook South Asia, a cry that turned into one of the most successful liberation movements of the 20th century. To look at the flag of Bangladesh, then, is to look at history in its most condensed form, the convergence of land, blood, and resilience. It reminds us that some nations are not born in negotiations but in flames. And that sometimes, a flag is not just a piece of cloth, but the living soul of a people.